Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. The Lions are on the clock. 17th overall pick is up to you. Well, it's all going to be up to us, actually. So, this is the fan forum. This is going to be a first mock draft ever. We're going to bring Hermdo in. I want everybody's opinion. This is going to be exciting. Like and subscribe. Let's get this thing going. All right. So, like I said, we have decided we are going to kick off the first annual fan forum mock draft. Before we get going on with that, um, I want to talk about. Um, oh, here he is. Screw that. Let's get right into it.
All right.
Sir,
What's up, buddy?
what's going on, Uncle Hermdo?
Oh, you're looking at it. You're looking at it.
Good.
Got my Lions hat. I got my Berserk shirt on. I bought this Oakland Mall, $20. Looking snazzy, looking snazzy. I wanted to wear my Red Wings hat, but I'm so utterly disgusted and embarrassed to be a Red Wings fan. I decided I'll wear my old Lions hat. But yeah, we got the draft 2 weeks coming up.
Yep.
Lions, their biggest need. We discussed this. I wanted them to go defensive end early. I've been looking at a lot of these mock drafts. A lot of them are saying they're going offensive tackle early. They're taking care of the offensive line early. We're going to wait probably until pick 50 to do anything about the defensive line as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
It could change. I don't know, but that's the common knowledge I'm seeing across the internet. I got a little bit of a mock draft thing ready to go. I don't know where you want to take it. If you want to talk about the Red Wings or whatnot,
No,
we can mix some Tigers. But
there's some monumental things that have happened, right? Okay, so
yes,
we will get into the draft talk. That's the whole reason we're here. But first, I want to say what's up
yes,
to all of our friends out there. We got your boy Vincent out in here. He's ready for an awesome show. He says, "What's up? What's up to you guys?" We got Super Sailor Outlaw, who was first to comment on a few posts today. So I really appreciate that. We got Dan the Man, right? He's saying what's up. I want to say what's up to him. I really appreciate everybody. Like Hermdo said, this is the mock draft episode. He's ready with his picks. I got my picks. I've been going through mock drafts. I got a simulator pulled up too if we want to do that, and we can go through just that and see when we're on the clock at 17 what you think we're going to do. But yeah, it's been weird. We got Rory back-to-back master champions. We have, like you said, the Red Wings. They're out of the playoffs. Kevin McGonigal hits his first home run. It's exciting.
yep.
It's a change of pace right now for the season of sports. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're moving on. We're transitioning into baseball now. Hockey's done. Unfortunately, basketball's ramping up. We got the play-in tournaments coming up pretty soon. Then we're going to see some seeding. I'm not sure. Pistons secured number 1 seed in the East.
Yep.
They're beating the shit out of somebody right now.
Pacers.
I didn't get a chance to check. Pacers. They're whipping the Pacers today, but it's typical Pistons basketball. Hopefully, they can carry over this energy because there's really nothing about the Pistons that worries me.
Zero.
I mean, I want to see them do it in the playoffs. I want to see them be able to achieve something in the playoffs. Maybe get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know that's asking. For a team like this, they're ahead of schedule. That's a hard ask for any team. These guys are young. They've not really. I mean, they were playoff tested last year. And that unfortunate first round exit to the Knicks. But I'd like to see more from this team. I'd like to see them go on a nice deep run, make the city proud. Because the rest of the teams, either they can't get into the playoffs or they get booted out right away. So I hope the Pistons can give us something to root for in the next few weeks as the playoffs start ramping up. But yeah, that should be fun. But yeah, let's get into this little bit of a draft thing, and then let's talk about that a little bit. I got some. I don't know. I'll take the lead on it. I got the first 3 rounds. Go into a little bit of detail. Then maybe talk about round 4, round 5, round 6. But let's discuss this now. I know you and me. We both like Caden Proctor. That was a big thing. I know you were
Yep,
talking about him a lot. You really like the kid.
I sure
Very
did.
exciting. But I got another name for you to take at number 17. I've seen a lot of names mocked to the Lions, but this one, it made me raise my eyebrow. We got Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle out of Georgia. He's 6'7",
Mm.
315, most athletic tackle in the class. He posted a 9.99 relative athletic score, RAS. He possesses elite lateral mobility and a clean pass set. That's what we like to see. As far as the culture pick, because that's what we always got to ask ourselves: how does the guy fit with the Lions? Does he have the high motor skills that Dan Campbell values? Because we're expecting to move Penei Sewell to left tackle, but Freeling gives them options. He has the foot speed to handle the blind side immediately. He could slot into the right side if Sewell moves. In Dan Campbell's system, which he needs his tackles to get out in space for screens and pulls. Freeling's athleticism really fits the bill. I think he'd be a great pick. Personally, I've seen some footage of the guy. I like what I see. He's an absolute beast. I think he'd be great paired alongside Penei Sewell. Um, but then we got pick 50. We talked about a partner for Penei Sewell. Let's talk about a partner for our good buddy Aiden Hutchinson, friend of the pod, Aiden Hutchinson. The player, Akeem Messidor. He's an edge from Miami. He's a heavy-handed rusher. He's a non-stop guy. He's got that motor. He's a high motor guy. I know we like saying that a lot, but he's not really a speed around the edge kind of guy. He's more on the technical side. He wins with power. He has a lot of deep. He has a really good bag of tricks when it comes to pass rush moves. He recorded 12 and a half sacks in his final season at Miami. Um, and looking at what the Lions, we couldn't get Max Crosby. The whole thing was kind of a clusterfuck. I know there's a lot of
No.
rumors and innuendo going on. But DJ Wanham, they picked him up. He's just a rotational kind of piece. He's a depth player, but he's a stout guy. He fits the grit because I know Lions are all about the grit now. We got the gritty Lions and all that stuff. But
Well,
he's a
and
guy. He can
that's
sit.
a good pick, real
Oh, go
quickly
ahead.
though, because that he tracks too. Because where did he go to school at?
Miami.
That's just a beautiful place right there, as far as those offensive
Yes, it
tackles
is.
have played. Right,
Yes.
and Dan, I'm sorry, Brad Holmes loves picking from those big schools with those big nasty
Yep.
programs, and Miami's got one for themselves right now. So, yeah, no, I
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's interesting to hear you bring up these offensive linemen. You were kind of, I thought you were going to bark in the camp of the pass rush, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, this guy Messidor, he is a pass rusher. But we'll see. He's an edge. I like what I mean.
no, I
From
thought
what I've read
I
about
just
the
meant
guy.
it with your first round pick. I thought for sure you would have
Oh, my
been.
first round. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought for
My
sure
bad.
you
My
would have
bad.
gone
But
pass rush on the. But I
yeah, I
agree.
just
I agree. I agree.
I think it's a heavy. I think the offensive players, the offensive line guys, they're going to be a little higher up. It's going to be better pickings early.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't know unless Brad Holmes pulls some trickery, trades up to grab somebody. I don't know. That could entirely happen, and our draft boards could be all fucked up. But yeah, but I don't know. I just said screw it. I wanted to stand. I wanted to be unique. I didn't want to go with the crowd when it came to offensive linemen. But I said
yeah.
screw it. This is the most likely thing. This is what like 63 out of 66 mock drafts were predicting. So excuse
Well,
me,
and it
but
seems to make the most amount of sense too, because we know what Goff looks like when he's under pressure,
yeah,
and that's not the type of Goff or the offense that we want to run. So we have to be ignorant 2 years in a row to ignore replacing key offensive linemen with Frank Ragnow leaving, Taylor Decker leaving. I mean, these are anchors of the offensive line leaving, and just asking Penne to move over to left tackle and have Christian Mahogany and I was going to say Dan Skipper, but he's gone, but.
yeah,
Cade Mays and Tate Ratledge. Like, you really have to go out there and get, um, a immediate contributing offensive tackle. So I
yes,
like where your head's at. But from a pass rush standpoint, um, uh, Mesidor is an interesting one because that's an area that I'm not stuck on. I don't have a name that I've really fallen in love with there. Yes, I do
okay,
like Caden Proctor for the first, but Um, you know, it'd be really interesting to see if they could land their complementary piece in the second round.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see how it all shakes out. I don't know. This is obviously, it's we're still a couple weeks out from the draft. Things could change wildly, but I gotta believe that that's. I think Brad Holmes. He's like he looks at what he needs, and that offensive line, it was stout for a couple years there. It was one of the best units in the entire league, but it fell apart a bit. You got guys retiring. You can only do so much. You got some, you're adding new pieces like Tate Radledge and whatnot. You
Yep.
got guys like Ragnow leaving, as we discussed. So you're going to need to revamp a little bit. I figured, maybe we'd worry. Maybe the plan was to kind of fix more of the defensive line beforehand. But I mean, you got your linebacker set. You got your, as far as the edge goes, this Messidor guy, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. But yeah, so I mean, but the offensive line, I think that's going to be the priority. I think we saw, Goff get pressured, get smacked around a bit this season, and it was an issue. It affected it, and Goff still had a great season,
He
but
did. He
still,
did.
I mean, there's a lot of moments. There was a lot of moments where he just couldn't get anything off, and we saw it. We watched the games, and it just you got to protect the guy. He's your $50 million quarterback. So yeah, but let's continue with let's now they're not picking in round three, but they are picking in round four.
Yep.
Pick 128 via the Texans. I got Brian Robinson. I got him as a guy you can slot in. He can be the complementary piece to Jameer Gibbs. I know we got Isaiah Pacheco on a 1 year prove it deal, but I think this Robinson guy, he's a good north south runner. He thrives on contact. He's a chain mover. He rarely uses yards. Sorry. He's a reliable blocker and pass pro. I like what I've seen from the kid. Not to be confused with Brian Robinson Jr., who just got signed by the Atlanta Falcons. A different Brian Robinson, so don't get him on. It's a very common name. But the next one I'm going to move on to, um, just is excuse me. But we have other 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 players, other names. Let me scroll down a little bit. I got everything named here. Now, somebody else, a possible pick. We talked about the 128 pick, but let's wind it back. The next fourth round pick at 118. Um, how about Dylan Dynaman? He's a safety from Oregon. Now he's a ball hawking safety. He's a bit of a project. You're going to need to fine tune the kid, probably practice squad him and whatnot. But he has insurance for Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. He has arranged at the Lions lack during their late season injury slump of 2025. I think this is a guy. He has a high upside. I like what I'm seeing from him. He was part of that, Oregon defense, and it's we'll see, what happens. But it's just a game of throwing out there. Just what the hell, why not? But we got some as far as day three goes. We got the fifth and sixth rounders. I figured um, somebody like probably some depth pieces and whatnot. You got Bo Limmer and probably a possible round six. He's a versatile interior blocker. He can play all three spots. He's the insurance policy for Frank Ragnow, or at least like whoever replaces Frank Ragnow. But we also got Drew Harris, round seven, a surprising local pick. He was a standout in Michigan and provides the high energy teams play that Dave Thip covets. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But those are just some names I'm throwing out there. I'm just kind of going with what we got here. But you also got possible additions. We got Thor Griffin, interior defensive lineman from Louisville. He's a high IQ depth guy. We got Dominic Williams, Damonic. He's a defensive tackle. He's kind of a rotational guy, but you got some depth pieces in there. I'm just rambling. Forgive me, but yeah. So that's just just a little bit of a roundabout. I don't know. I figure. What do you make of all this, Mark?
Well, I wanted to see how long you could go without me saying a word, and that was pretty impressive.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
here's what I will say, because I ran about 5 or 7 different mock draft simulators, and I kept going to the same picks, right? Very similar to where you're at. And I thought to myself, why don't we both, with the people in the chat, pick these picks and make sense of them, right? Because it's easy to say, I like this guy here, I like this guy there. But when the going gets tough and you are on the clock, as they say, what should
Yeah.
we do? So I'm going to throw up real quick this mock draft simulator, um, and just see what your thoughts are. Um,
Okay.
so we have, here, I'll show you. All right, so let's just say so I'm going to hit the start of round one, and I think we can agree that most of these picks, these first couple picks, are going to be like the most generic round one picks, right? We know
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza's going number one, and we know the Jets are
Yeah.
going to screw up
Obviously.
their pick, right? So here's where it
Yep. Yep.
comes down to it, right? So I'm going to pause it right here at 17 when the Lions are on the clock. So we have your best available right now, right, on this list. Who is someone that you want? Now you brought up, are we looking for offensive tackle first, or are we looking for defensive edge first, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Taking a look here. Uh, who's the guy at the top? I'm having trouble reading it because my phone screen is kind of small. But oh, here we
Oh,
go.
Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Love.
Love. Okay, he's a running back from Notre Dame. Um, shit. Then we also got who else? Who else we got? We got Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon. You got Oliva Vega. Now this is a guy I saw him mocked to the Lions a few times. A guard from Penn State.
Right.
I saw him getting mocked to the Lions a couple times. I think he might be maybe he'd be a decent fit. We got Peter Woods. I think he's going to go in the top 10. Who else we got here? But you never know if Brad Holmes really likes him. Could you trade up? I just realized how close my face is to the screen. You have to, hey kids. But you got Akeem Bessador, edge from Miami. You got Caden Proctor, Denzel Boston, wide receiver. Shoot, I'd like to be a defensive lineman. Peter Woods. I don't know. I mean, there's Caleb Lomu. I've seen him getting mocked to the Lions before too. Um, I think I'm just going to stick with they got Caden Proctor out of this list right now. If I had to pick, I'd probably go Caden Proctor. That's what I would. That's what I would do right now. I know he's your boy, but yeah,
Well,
it's
we
just like
got
without
your boy Vincent says Hakeem Mesidor, right? So like this is
yeah
I really think this is where you either it could fall one way, and I did it both ways to where I picked a pass rush or I picked a tackle. So um,
yeah
since you went off or edge on your last one or tackle on your last one, why don't we just draft
yeah.
Hakeem Mesidor right here with the first pick and see what happens?
Okay, with the 17th overall,
We'll take
that might
him.
be a little bit of a reach, but yeah,
Well,
okay. What the hell?
we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how you know what our options
Yeah,
are
like
now at number two
our number two.
or
Okay, what
our
do we
round
got here?
two.
Let me
So let's
zoom
start.
in there.
We'll start round two and see what happens. Vincent
So we
saying
got our
offensive tackle is
edge.
a deep class. So this is an
Yeah.
interesting thought too, because I can
Who do we
ooh I
got
just
here?
it's getting down to the nitty gritty.
Do, do,
So
do. We
there
got
was a ooh he's gone now. All right, so here
is
we
it
are.
Gennings Dunker from Iowa? That's your offensive tackle there.
Yep, you got a
You got
guard
the guard
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Pregden
Pregnon.
from Oregon.
Yeah, Pregnon. Okay, Jadarian Price is running back. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go running back. I don't know, but
Well, I think this is where you address your offensive tackles. So, um,
yeah. So it's going
why
to
don't
be Jennings Dunker or Gennings Dunker,
yeah?
if we're reading his name correctly.
All right, that's who we're picking here with
Okay,
the
all right.
with round two. So I think this is where you see right, and we can do this again where pretty much you pick Caden Proctor. Um, when that happened, I didn't see too many premier defensive ends slide into the second round. So that's what I'm going to be curious to see, right? If
Yeah.
anybody, if we do pick a tackle, who slides into the second round. So
Okay.
you've got your edge and you've got your tackle addressed right now. Um,
Yeah.
this can really go anywhere else, right? This can go anywhere. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, we got my mock. What I cooked up, it's just like we got defensive lineman, we got a defensive tackle, we got a running back. Uh, I don't know like how much we're going to be putting on Isaiah Pacheco's plate. I don't know if you want to go RB. I'm not sure who's available now, but the Brian Robinson, he's the one guy I kind of researched a little bit. But I mean, for what he is, I think he's a decent player. But what else we got? Emmett Johnson from Nebraska. We got Chandler Rivers, cornerback from Duke. If Terry Arnold keeps fucking up, maybe we can replace him. And if we're going to
uh,
trade,
that's
as
that's an option.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still got faith in Terrian, but man, it's just like, bro, you know. But then again, people were saying the same kind of stuff about like Jameson Williams. I know it's a different position, but we gave Jameson Williams another chance, and he's doing well. But we got who we got? Jalen Farmer, Justin Jolly. If we're going to be now, we got a. You were texting me earlier. You said that we were going to be trading um, Sam
Oh
Laporta
yeah,
for a second round pick.
I saw that.
Somebody suggested that.
They did,
Would
and
Justin Jolly fit that? Yeah.
well, that's if you make that trade, which I still don't understand why you make that trade. I guess
I have no
if there's
idea if people
somebody
are
out
really
there,
on one.
yeah, that and I don't even understand where that came from. But that wasn't the first time I heard that, so that was strange. Trading Sam Laporta for a second
Yeah,
round pick. I don't know. I'm not.
I don't get it.
I
I don't
understood why we
understand that
moved
one.
on from T.J. Hawkinson, but why would you move on from Sam Laporta
Yeah,
right now, especially after a season where he just proved to be like a viable asset, and when he was injured, you
yeah,
felt it. So, but
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
sitting here with round four. You're on the clock, and we got. So this is one that Vincent suggested we take Bud Clark. This is actually somebody that I had
Yeah,
mocked to us in my draft. He's a safety from TCU. He's played there for 4 years. He's a stud. Um, I That's a
yeah,
position that I'm kind of like over replacing Terrion. I'm more worried about replacing um, what's his face, Kirby Joseph. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about taking Bud Clark. Um,
Okay,
right here. I
this
mean, you've
guy's,
got options, but that's just my opinion.
yeah. I gave that name Dylan Dineman. He's going to be a developmental guy. If Bud Clark's, he's ranked 105. I mean, what the hell? You know what? Safety. We do need help on the secondary.
Yeah.
I like what we got. I like our guys, but we could have somebody alongside, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Definitely somebody could slot in right away. I don't know much about Bud Clark, but you know
Well,
what? What the hell? Pick him anyway. What the hell? Pick him
I was
anyway.
gonna say I think he had a second round grade on him when I saw him last, but I'll take him in the fourth round. Right? That's just
Yeah,
a perfect replacement for Kirby Joseph. Right? So,
yeah. Let me look
um,
some stuff up. Let me do some research here. He's a
well,
sleeper safety prospect out of TCU who has seen his stock rise after a strong 2025 season and a solid showing at the NFL Combine. He's a 6-year senior and a 3-year captain, high character, high IQ guy. Now, 6'1", 188 pounds, 4.41 40-yard, 10 yards split, 1.56 seconds. Got a pretty good jump. He's got good instincts. He's got good range. He's got good leadership, but he's a bit over aggressive. He has an injury history, and he
oh
has
Jesus
limited strength. Yeah,
Christ!
I know. I know. I
Now I'm going
know.
to get called out for being a Brad Holmes drafter. Well, at the end of the day, I mean that's I feel like from a strategy standpoint, and again, we'll run this simulator one more time and we'll flip it the other way. We'll take a tackle and we'll run it back. But I think we're going to see some consistent names that we start picking. So in this round, Hermdo, you mentioned replacing David Montgomery in the draft. Not sure how much they're
Yeah.
going to rely on Pacheco. Assuming we don't trade Sam Laporta and we don't have to get Justin Jolly, are you comfortable taking a running back like Emmett Johnson? Or do you want to still beef up on tackle or guard? Or do you want to mosey on over to defensive line? Oh boy.
Uh defensive line.
Or do you want to just take a wild
Just
one and go Carson Beck here, like Vincent suggests, which is pretty ballsy because this guy's already like 32.
yeah. Let me see what we got here. You know what? Do we want to go defensive? Katron Allen from Penn State. I don't know. We got defensive lineman Tim Keenan the second, or is that the third? I can't tell. My phone's so small. My screen's so small, rather. You know what? Let's. I like this. You know what? What the hell? Let's take a look. Let's. I did a little bit of a deep dive into Emmett Johnson as far as running back goes. 5'10", 202 pounds. He's been a riser of the draft cycle. He was the Big Ten running back of the year. He declared for the draft with 1 year of eligibility remaining. Um, he has elite contact balance. He's a natural receiver. One cut decisiveness. The top end gear. He lacks home run speed. Pass protection is biggest hurdle. For early playing time, he struggled significantly with anchoring against blitzing linebackers. Not good against the blitz. Upright style. He runs too leggy. He's too leggy.
Ooh,
But I
too
don't know.
leggy.
I don't know. I don't know what that means, too leggy. But I guess he runs too upright and doesn't like the positioning when he runs the way his body is, I guess. But he's a low center of gravity. He's kind of have a pinball running style. It's kind of like David Montgomery. Because this guy be like a young Montgomery? You know what? Fuck it. Let's take Emmett Johnson. Fuck it.
Okay.
I want Emmett Johnson. I
All
don't
right,
care
we're
how
gonna
leggy
take
he
Emmett
is. I don't
Johnson.
care. Screw
The
it.
most we'll take the most leggy running back in the draft. The dude said he'd rather trade the
The most leggy
17th
guy.
pick, a couple more picks. I had
Yeah.
a feeling he was a trade kind of fella.
Yeah.
Which could happen. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think Brad Holmes
Yeah.
usually only trades picks though that he gets from other teams. I mean, unless there's somebody really out there that they want, but Brad is not afraid to trade. We know that. What's
Yeah.
there for linebackers? So now
Absolutely.
this is something that I thought about too. Um, although we let Anzalone go because this is Jack Campbell's linebacking core, that is still a need, right? Cornerback,
Yeah.
linebacker, definitely a need. So we have this fifth round pick where we can address that, right? We have, as far as linebackers go, you have Aiden Fisher, linebacker out of Indiana, as your top available. Um, you've got the guard in the center position continues to be there. The defensive lineman, the Montre Capart, he's there. Caden Curry, edge out of Ohio State, right? Brad Holmes
Mm-hmm.
loves to take people from Alabama. He loves to take guys from Ohio State, big programs. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at guys right here, a big program guy, I mean, Indiana, hell of a year last year. You've got Pat Coogan, too, center out of Indiana. Um, it's kind of this is where I don't really even have a firm stance on right now in the fifth round. So I'm going to defer it to you in
Yeah.
the chat. How are you feeling? Right? Is there a position where you want to start build beefing up on? Is this the time?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Cade Mays is our center now, right? If I,
He is.
yeah, he is, and he's a guy. I don't know. I'd want some depth at that position.
Okay.
And looking at, that's my logic because I think Cade Mays, he's going to be a solid addition. I think he's a solid guy, but I
Yeah.
want someone backing him up. Um, we like the Alabama players. We like the big programs. Let's go with Parker Brailsford,
Okay.
center out of Alabama. Let's draft him. I like that. I like that.
All right. Let's see who's available next. Right. There's a lot of we're starting to build that depth, which I agree with. Now, I would have been tempted to take a linebacker there, and Fisher is a stud. I do agree, Vincent, but you know, Herbdo, you have a good point. Cade Mays is not the future of the Lions' offensive line. We still have to find a
No.
replacement, right? So, the do says he'd draft a center, which is where weary that we agree on. But now we're sitting here, we're on the clock, and it's round 5 again, and you still have some options to pick from, right? Um, We've addressed the edge, the tackle, the safety, the running back. Only one offensive position. We've hit center. So do you want to start going defensive line? Is there somebody on the edge that stands out? Or do you want to go? And I saw this guy's name to a few teams is Cole Payton, quarterback out of North Dakota State. Do you want to try and find a replacement quarterback in this draft?
Man, it's just I'm still so snake bit over Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
Granted, this is much later in the draft. Cole Payton. I have not watched a lot of North Dakota State tape. You'll have to forgive me, but in my mock, I had
Or have I?
yeah, I had the defensive tackle, that Williams kid, Thor Griffin, Terry defensive lineman, and the logic was it's just well, hold on, let me look it up. But he's got they're big beefy guys as rotational depth pieces, but on the defensive line, but there's not really. You got a tight end here, you got an edge here, running
Yeah.
back.
Nobody that really stands out from the bunch, right? Like, and this is
No,
where you're starting to get into that portion of like, okay, you've got a few late round guys where you can take
ah,
you can get quality out of all this, right? You can get a backup depth
yeah,
in the edge, but do you my I guess my question is this the year that you try and draft a replacement quarterback, or are you okay with going into the season with what we have? Because
yeah.
Cole
Who do we
Payton is
got?
tempting.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater came back, didn't he?
Yep, and that's why
Or
that's our backup
yeah,
right now, from what I understand.
and we lost. What was his name? Oh, what was that guy's name? Who was our backup? He won the starting job over Hendon Hook, or the backup job over Hendon Hooker.
Oh,
Oh, what was his name? He got traded away,
yeah, he's a
or he
Bill
left
now,
in free
right?
agency. Yeah, he's a Bill now. What the hell is his name? But yeah, I love Teddy Touchdown as much as the next guy. And that was kind of I had that logic too. In the draft, we picked up Hendon Hooker. I just figured we do need Goff. Now, Goff is still
Kyle
aces
Allen.
in my book. Kyle Allen, that's right, Kyle Allen. And then there's Josh Allen, right? I
Yep.
knew it was something. Yeah, okay. Thanks for telling me. But you know what? I don't. We don't need a tight end. We got the offensive tackle. We got an edge. We got a running back. We got a center.
Well, I'll tell you.
Uh,
I'll tell you what the chat's saying. So the dude said this is too weak of a quarterback draft to try and get a quarterback, right? Um, and then
yeah,
Vincent saying Klein from Michigan. So he's saying we want more depth at tight end. So um,
yeah,
yeah, I'm kind of torn because if that's where you're going, if you're looking anywhere else, really at this position, if you don't go balls quarterback, go different way tight end, you're adding more depth, I think, in the edge, and that's all you're doing right here.
yeah. That's true. I say depth in the edge. Yeah, we could. As far as depth goes, I'm just still. Some days I just want to say fuck it, we'll just get a quarterback for the shit of it. But you know,
It's
um,
tempting, I
let's
know,
go with
but
it's tempting. It's tempting. But I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's get that edge depth. Let's pick up the kid from Indiana. What's his name? Cal Kamara. So
yep,
I don't know if he's
okay.
related to Alvin Kamara, but
I think that's the right pick in the even the Deuce saying golf is fine as long as we have a line. Ooh, that rhymes. And,
yeah,
and you're right, and where I think it's tempting to go quarterback, but we don't have to go quarterback here. All we are
yeah,
years away from having to find the replacement for Goff. I think if anything,
yeah.
there's
People
still
act like
somebody out there you could go pick up, but for depth.
People act. You want to act. Goff. He's been in the league 10 years. He's a seasoned vet. It's
Yep,
not like he's Joe Flacco or something. It's not like he's 40 years old and his arms
agree.
falling off. I mean, Jared Goff is still in his prime. I don't think we need to be. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what kind of ticked me off with the whole Hendon Hooker thing, like wasting the 80th overall pick. But whatever. It's behind us now. It's behind us now. But yeah, yeah. Let's move on to the next one.
So we're in round six. Pick 24, right around. We've
Hmm.
got edge, tackle, safety, running back, corner, and already edge depth, right? So now we're looking at a bevy of names that stick out to me as either we're going to get backup running or a backup tight end, or this is where we go out and just pick up more depth on the line, right? And I'm seeing a
Yeah,
name of Jaden Roberts, guard out of Alabama. That's a Brad Holmes kind of pick. Lots of
yeah,
running backs and wide receivers I'm seeing here. I'm okay with staying away from that right now. Um, there is a defensive lineman out of Texas A&M, Albert Regis, if I'm saying that correctly. But that again, that name doesn't stick
yeah.
out to me. So the only thing I really see here is offensive line depth. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
You know what? I had a guy named Bo Limmer, interior offensive lineman from Arkansas, uh, at 205, but he could kind of fill, backup center guard. I don't see his name on here, but I say, what the hell? Let's pick up a guard. Let's pick up what was his name again? Let's
Jaden
go with
Roberts.
Jaden Roberts.
Okay.
He's from Alabama. He's a program guy.
Yep.
He's Brad Holmes loves picking out of that program, out of that school. So you know,
Now we're gonna have to pick one
let's go
small
with
school
that.
guy. We're gonna have to go find a small school name kind of fella because Brad also does like to go grab one of those. Um, all right,
Yeah,
so um, now we're on the clock again. Sixth round, pick 32, 213. We already have a comment from Vincent. I love how interactive everybody's been tonight. This is awesome. DJ Campbell,
yeah,
right? That was another name that he just suggested who's still available here. And again, how deep do you want to get an offensive line in this draft, right? In or do you want to start going more on the defensive tackle side, right? We
yeah.
also have not addressed the corner situation, right? There is a corner on
No.
here, uh, Jaden Candley from Oregon, right? We have options, but I don't know. Last two picks. Where are we thinking? Where's your head on this, Hermdo? Are we going best available,
Yeah,
or are we going for a certain position?
yeah. You know, uh, what's this kid's name? Jaden Kennedy from Oregon.
Yep, corner.
Okay, okay. We got some offensive line depth. We picked up a couple guys.
Yep.
Um, we don't really have a cornerback. You know what? I think this is going to be a draft of need. I think we're going to have to pick guys we need. I don't want like luxury. I don't want too many depth pieces, too many like luxury picks. You know what? Let's pick up this Kennedy kid. Let's get ourselves a quarterback. I'm going to agree with you on that. We're going to
Okay.
need some depth at those positions because our secondary has been diced up. We probably could have added some more depth earlier, but you know what? Screw it. It's now. It's the perfect time.
All right. So we're going to start the final round, and then we'll flip this again, and we'll run this back because I think this has been a good exercise. Um,
Yeah,
and we'll say we're on the clock again. Pick 222. Right. So here we are. Last pick of the draft. This is our Mister Irrelevant. Still a lot of names, a lot of depth pieces. Right, from linemen. This is a really deep lineman
hmm,
draft. I get your whoever said that was exactly right. This is deep with linemen. We
yeah,
haven't addressed the defensive tackle position. Right. Um,
yeah,
I think it's still a position of need, but one we could add in additional free agency or help, right,
yeah,
in the offseason. But are you tempted here to go out? We've only had one offensive position taken with Emmett Robinson as far as positional player. Do you want to go
yeah,
small school, seventh round Sawyer Robinson from Baylor quarterback? We want to do another safety? Or do we want to do a tight end from Wyoming like John Michael, what is it, Gellenberg? We'll call him John Michael Montgomery because that's what it sounds like.
yeah,
I mean, again, seventh round, last one. Um, we got here's an option. We did not touch the linebacker position. So Vincent says
yeah.
he
Oh,
likes Gentry from USC. So this is another one. Seventh
yeah. We
round,
did lose Anzalone. Yeah.
we did. So
Um. You know. Hmm. Part of me wants to like. I'm worried about the secondary still. I see. We got that safety kid. What's that kid's name? Winowicki or Wisniewski
mhm.
from Texas Tech. We haven't picked. Maybe throw a big wrench into it. Grab a wide receiver. No, I'm just kidding. But what do we got here? Daquan Wright, tight end. Albert Regis, defensive lineman. We didn't really get a defensive tackle. I figure we can add that in free agency.
I do too.
Um, you know what? Uh, shit. I'm bad at this. I want, I want some more secondary depth. That's where I'm thinking. That's been a
Okay.
unit that's had trouble. Let's go with Cole Wisniewski.
Okay.
He's probably going to be on the special teams, but fuck it.
Texas Tech. I could take that.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Decent little
It's
program out
not a
there.
huge. Yeah, it's a little. It's they've had some good years.
Well, let's see how they grade our draft. I think this is interesting. There weren't a lot of names on this one that I saw that when I went through, so I'm kind of glad that we went the defensive edge route because it took us down a different path than I think we were typically
Yeah.
targeting all season. So I do want to run this again and kind of go down that path, but um, it's I don't know. Maybe we go full Matt Millen and we just start with a wide receiver.
Oh Lord,
We could do
you
that.
never know
So
about the next Megatron.
right. So here's our overall, right? This is what let's see. We got a B minus, okay? Not bad.
Okay,
That's not a bad draft
not
grade.
bad for first time. I don't normally do this kind of stuff.
No, and I thought that's why it would take us a little out of our comfort zone to see because again, I was talking with Hitch, the Almighty, and he said, "Hey, this is what we typically do. We come to the table with our picks." And I'm thinking, "Okay, but that's kind of living in fantasy land, right?" So, um,
Yeah.
with this at least, now we get to talk some logic out, right? And we get to kind of see
Hmm.
what it's like to be in a war room when you're on the clock. Um, we'll run this one back. So here we are. We're back again, round one, pick 17. I think this is where we pick an offensive lineman. We do have a trade, or do we want to trade back to pick 23? And we get a third round. We get two third round picks. What are you
Okay,
thinking?
I should pick it in the third round. Brad
Yeah.
Holmes, he found a couple guys in the third round. Pick 23.
And you see what's out there,
I
right?
don't.
Spencer
Yeah,
Fano, who I believe is mocked to go like in top 5 in some picks. He's the tackle out of Utah.
I've
Kelvin
heard that name.
Falk,
Yeah.
the premier edge rusher, right? But we still have our boy Caden Proctor. So is this a thing where if you want to go get Caden Proctor, do you think you can go back to pick 23 and pick up these two third rounders? I think this is a good
If I
trade,
if
actually.
I think it's a good trade. If Caden Proctor falls in my lap, I'm not complaining about it.
Let's do it.
And you get some movement in the third round. Fuck it, let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
Vincent said do it. The Deuce said do it. Fuck it. Trade back. All right.
Do
So
it.
here we are. Um, now we have another potential trade where we pick up a sixth and a third, move back to 29. I'm not, so we lost Caden Proctor. I'm not too convinced that this
Yeah.
is where I want to make another trade. You guys tell me what you think, right? Uh, I think right now, if there's a defensive end, and this is where Hakeem Mesidor is selected, but we did say we're going tackle. So if they're going for, I don't know, I'm not used to doing
Uh,
all this trading.
man, man,
Okay,
I don't
Vincent
know. This
says
is why I'm
stay.
not a GM.
Vincent says stay. We're staying. Okay, so here's where we're
We're
at.
staying. Okay.
We're
I
staying.
was leaning to stay. I was leaning to stay. I don't think 29 we get what we needed. So
Well, guys, I really wanted to pick an offensive tackle here, right? We have Caleb Lamu out of Utah. I'm probably slaughtering some of these names, who I believe is a top instant. You know, let's do the deal. But um,
yeah.
we also have some big names here. Cassius Holloway. This is tempting with the edge. T.J. Parker. Hakeem Mesidor's back here again. We said we weren't going to do
Cassius Howell, he
Hakeem.
was the guy I liked.
He
He was the
was. He
guy I
was.
think. Yeah, I kind of like Akeem. I don't know. I like that's like asking to choose between my children. I
So
did see a lot from Cassius Howell. I liked. If he's available, fuck, scoop him up. Or unless you want to go offensive tackle.
yeah, let's go offensive tackle. Let's steer us in a different direction. So we'll draft
Okay.
Lomu, Caleb, offensive tackle. Um, now, I didn't anticipate trading because I think again, I had it slated to pick Cade Proctor, but I think this trade's the right deal
Yeah,
because now we're making extra picks in the third round, and Brad Holmes loves to do that. Okay, so I think that's a
absolutely,
solid first round. We have our tackle. We traded back. We got additional trade assets. Um, it'll make picking in round two a little bit more interesting, I think. Um,
absolutely.
now we still have, and this is where I think in the perfect world we land our defensive end. Um, and it looks like Cassius Howell just jumped off the board. But here we go. We
Oh,
have another trade with decently good value. It looks like the Houston Texans want our pick, and we would go to 27. We get a fifth and a fourth. We already have two fifths. Um,
yeah,
I don't think we make this trade. It seems like they're looking for
nah,
some of the depth and some of the positions. I'm going to decline that trade. Um, I don't want to just be a trade whore. So
yeah,
now, do we stick to the path of if we take the offensive tackle in the first round, now we go into the defensive end, defensive lineman, defensive edge in the second round? Or are we already looking at guys like Colton Hood, who's a corner? Do you want to roll that dice now that you have extra picks and go, I want a corner in the second round?
you know what? You know what? Let's pick up a quarter. Just as insurance. Just as
Okay.
insurance. The
So
secondary still makes me nervous. Yeah.
so
I
here
mean,
in this situation, you want to kind of more go best corner, or you want to do Chris Johnson, or you want to do Colton Hood?
I don't know. I think Colton Hood's a cooler sounding name. Let's go with Colton Hood.
Because I'll tell you what, now that we're back into the second round, I'm not seeing this pass rush like I thought we would. Okay, so
No.
we're gonna go. Anybody in the chat? What are you guys thinking before we pick a corner? The dude says he still thinks we need a center. Well, let's look at our center value right here in the second round, though. Um, the center depth seems like if we're going center, we would probably have the arsenal in the top end of the third round to pick a center. So while I agree
Yeah.
with what's still available out there, um, you know, I know these rankings are not as locked in, but when I'm not even seeing a center in the realm, I think we take it, and I think we go big school Tennessee corner. Um, for our second pick, which is interesting. This is nice.
Yeah.
I like the direction this is taking us.
Absolutely.
So now we're about to enter round three, pick 68, which we didn't have, which is pretty cool. Um, so now we're going to have this pick. Now I think you can go out there and agree, and you can get. Oh God, they want to trade again with us. I'm declining this trade.
Yeah.
It ain't worth making the couple picks back. Um, Okay, so we've done tackle, we've done corner, we have not addressed edge. We can still pick a center. Um, we also haven't picked a safety or a linebacker. So, um, I think previously you had us picking a running back in the fourth or fifth round, correctly.
Yeah.
Um,
I
where do you
believe
want to go?
so.
Where do you want to go from here? I mean, I'm thinking you immediately start trying to pick your best edge rusher here.
Yeah, I was looking. My eyes went right to Derek Moore. He's
Okay.
a local kid, or he went to a local school anyway. But
Yep.
let's go with Derek Moore. We do need the edge. I think he could fill out. I mean, I probably don't love his, but he's not. I mean, he doesn't grade out that much worse than Akeem Messidor, really. But
Well, and what's better
if
than
he's ranked
having two
62,
Michigan edge rushers right next to each other or on each side of each other?
yeah, exactly,
So I
exactly.
agree. Derek
That's
Moore, that's a good
perfect.
name, Hermdo. I like that a lot.
Let's
I
do it.
I, I
Let's
like
do it.
how
Let's do it.
we got somebody who I saw going, I think, in the second round last draft, and I think
Yeah,
that's good value for the third round. I do. Um,
absolutely.
love having another third round pick, two fourths, two fifths, two sixths, and a seventh. That trade was the right thing to do. Um,
Yeah,
I agree with that. So, um, okay, so here it comes up. We still have positions of need at guard, safety, linebacker, corner, wide receiver, and tight end. Um, the names now, here's where I think you want to pick your center up Jake Slaughter. Um, big center, big school, Florida. Saw his name being tossed around quite a bit in some of these drafts, but also you got your boy Emmett Johnson, right? Running back. So this is
Yeah,
where, what do you want more of? We're not picking in the fifth round. This is round three. This isn't just for depth, right? If this is a position where we could solidify and get like a first starter, we already know the running back, it runs through Jameer Gibbs.
yeah.
What do you think? Or the dude's saying tight end, and I see a couple tight end names on here. I don't think I'm sold
Michael
at tight
Trigg.
end right here, but
Nah. Uh Jake Slaughter, cornerback. Emmett Johnson. This is the third round.
yeah, this is the third round.
Uh, I'm bad at this. You know what? Let's. I. You know. I. Let's go with the center. Let's go with the center. Let's take that Jake Slaughter kid. Cool
Okay.
sounding name out of Florida.
Yeah, Tate Ratledge and Jake Slaughter sound like a great tag team. Am I wrong?
Yeah, sounds like a country music duo.
Yeah, that too. We need to get them on the DDW.
Yes, we do.
Jake Slaughter versus Tate Ratledge. All right. So
Yes.
round four, pick 18. Let's start round four. Um, you know, the dude says he's really concerned about Sam Laporta's back. I guess shame on me for not being that concerned. I don't know, but
Hmm.
not a position of need, so we can take a look at that. I view it like a position of need, like wide receiver, though, where it's pretty luxurious. Another trade.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm done trading. We're gonna decline this bad boy.
Yeah, let's take a break from the trades. We made a
Um,
really good one, and I think, yeah,
now
that's
let
going to carry
now
us
let's
through.
reap the benefits. So, pick 118. We're on the clock. You've got guard, safety, linebacker still available. Still a big thing. Um, this is something where I feel like I think we're right to stay away from the quarterback. I'm seeing some names already filter in. Um, but do you want
Carson
depth?
Beck.
Oh God, I know the tattooed weirdo. Um,
Yeah,
a name that sticks out to me though is Jalen Farmer, guard from Kentucky. I did a little deep in digging into him. I think that would be a nice addition. You also could have DeAndre Lawson, linebacker out of Alabama. There we go. Another big Brad Holmes fan, another big Brad Holmes school. Um,
yeah,
we could look at guard right now also. That's kind of where my head's at. We've done tackle, center, guard. I really want to beef up this offensive line. I don't think we had addressed it enough in free agency, and I think that was by design.
yeah,
So with this being such a deep draft, I like a guard right here. I like we can even pick on more than just Jalen Farmer, but um,
yeah. Bo Stevens. Hmm. You know what? Guard depth. That's something. Just with the offensive line the way it is. I mean, there's plenty of positions of need on this, Lions roster. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna agree with you, Mark. Let's pick up a guard. Let's grab
okay,
this Jalen Farmer kid out of
okay,
Kentucky.
done. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. All right, we're
Me
coming
too.
up to our next pick in round four. We've got pick 128. Really like the way we're kind of grabbing the right position at the right time. I think. Looking
Yeah.
back on all available players, obviously need is safety and linebacker are the two I think needs that we need to address still. Um, tight end and wide receiver are luxury. I'll keep saying that, but if you
Yeah.
look at your top available, you've got tackles, linebackers. This DeAndre Lawson keeps lingering his head around here. Let's filter out just strictly by linebackers. And then you've got Jaisheed Barham from Michigan, Aiden Fisher, a name that we talked about in the last mock draft, right? Linebacker out of Indiana.
Yeah.
But is this where you want to start? You want to continue going by position of need, or do you want to start doing next available? Because you could go the do method and get Justin Jolly, tight end out of North Carolina State, but I don't know. You tell me.
Um. I'm one of these guys. I mean, we haven't really invested in the linebacker position. But yeah, with man, just like everybody's getting fucking injured. But I'm thinking
right?
about like the depth we got and stuff like that. Um, we have not. I know we took Cole Wisniewski the last time. This Jacob Thomas kid, Bishop Fitzgerald. Oh yeah, we got Brian
Sorry.
Parker.
Yeah, we got some safeties too. That's
Yeah,
I just like you said, the injuries, the Kirby Josephs. We really need
yeah,
to address that backup.
yeah. I say let's go safety. Let's go safety. What the
Okay,
hell?
you
Why
want to go
not?
safety?
If we still got Michael Taff, how do you pronounce that kid's name? I don't know. I can barely see his name. Let's go. Yeah, 132. The Texas kid. Let's do it.
We drafted a safety. Congratulations.
Yep.
I like this. This is nice. We've got two
Yeah.
different ways you could go, right? We already walked down what you would do if you led with defensive end. That took us in a nice path. We got a B minus grade on that bad boy. Now we're going the offensive line route. We this is the path to starting with tackle. And it's led us here, right? We've balanced both ends of the ball so far, but we've pretty much stayed in the trenches until these last, or well, we had picked round two, Colton Hood, and then now Michael Taff. But everything else has been in the trenches. So we can remain in the trenches. We could go out to linebacker, right? Still based on need.
Yeah.
We could do tight end based on need, or do we want to draft best available depth, right? I I'll leave it up to you guys out there in internet land, but still a lot of names out there. Now you're starting to see this Pat Coogan line up again as another center, which I know we've already picked, and we spent some money on center, so maybe we can stay away from there. But um, how about this? Let's take a look at linebackers. Let's see who's available there. Um, you've got Krayshawn Elliott out of Arizona State, Caleb Orr out of TCU, Eric Gentry out of USC. Um, these are some names I think you could still pick up in the fifth and sixth round. Um, what are you thinking,
Yeah.
Hermdo?
What round are we in now? I'm losing track. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Are we in the fourth round?
We're in round five, pick 157.
Oh, pick 57. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm good with the center. We're good on centers. We just got a safety. Did we get a safety? I don't. Fuck. I'm losing track. I got
Yeah, we
no
have a
long term
safety.
memory, man. Okay, we got a safety. Okay. You know, part of me wants to say fuck it, grab up a tight end because you never know. So some of the concern trolling from the do got me
Yep.
worried about Sam Laporta, but the Joe Royer, Kevin Coleman, Hezekiah Masses, Nate Barcher, Reggie Virgil. I was a wide receiver. We don't need a wide receiver. You know what? Scroll up to the top again, real quick, if you don't mind. Let's go with Joe Royer, tight end out of Cincinnati.
So
Screw it.
you want to go tight end. So the chat saying go Gentry. I think we could get Gentry in the next round or in the next pick because
Yeah,
we have three fifth round picks. So here, let's grab a position in need. The do you can blame yourself for this one. He's going Joy Ryder.
yeah,
You got
yeah, I do.
Hermdo freaked out. He's all scared. Now he's in tears. So let's see if Gentry's
Yes.
still there. We're still picking in the fifth round. Here we are doing fifth round stuff. Um, Let's see. All right, we are picking 181 here. I think Gentry may have fallen off the board. Shame on me. You can
Oh
blame me for
no.
that one. Sorry, boys. All right, here we are. We've gone tackle, corner, edge, center, guard, safety, tight end, all because of the do. Pick round five, pick 41. Now, did we miss the bucket on linebackers? Yes, we did. Oh, Gentry's still there. All right, guys.
Oh, pick him up.
Do you
Grab him
want me to
up.
pick them up? All right, there. Now we can get Gentry. I like that. We're addressing these positions of need really quick right now, one by one.
Yeah.
Um, and the Jew said he'd take a tight end in the third. I'm looking for a starter. Jesus Christ, of course.
Give me a break.
We're not doing that. We're not taking a tight end in the
No.
third round.
Come on.
You silly goose. All right, round six, pick 24. We got 3 more picks before this draft's over. Um, this is going to be, I think the next 3 picks are all just based on, um, it just going to be based on best player available, right? You could
Yeah,
take a
let's just
running
go that
back,
way.
right? You could take a running back, you could take this, but now you're really looking for special teams depth. So, um, we've, in my opinion, addressed everything, right? So
Yeah,
where do we want to go here? A lot of names, best player are on the offensive side of the ball, running backs, wide receivers. These are guys that, like we talked about, pretty much are going to be special teamers. Or do we want to take a defensive lineman like an Albert Regis, who can be a guy who's going to give somebody an opportunity to win a position, because that's all this is going to be. Where are we thinking right now in the
yeah.
sixth pick or the sixth round?
You know, I'm just gonna go. What was that? I saw the name flash across the screen. I think it was from Clemson. I want to go running back. Let's just go running back. That's what
Adam
I think.
Randall, running back.
Adam Randall. Let's pick him up.
Okay. Another locker room guy.
Yeah.
All right. So pick 213 is available. Um, Vincent wants to do linebacker again. I can't argue with that. So let's take a look at the linebackers. I think that's a great opportunity for. We saw it with Malcolm Rodriguez, how he shined in special teams. It's what linebackers do. Go play
Yeah.
special teams.
Yep.
So who do we like from this list? My eyes immediately go to the big school, Alabama. That's a Brad Holmes type move. Justin Jefferson
Yep.
out of Alabama, or a Jimmy Rodler out of Michigan. Scooby Williams, just for the names of being Scooby out of Texas A&M. That's an
Scooby. Oh
option.
my lord.
So I'll let you guys
Hell
out
yeah.
there in Funland pick this next linebacker, because here, there, or anywhere, I don't think you can lose in the sixth round.
No. You know what? I love Michigan so much. Let's go with Jimmy Rolder. We got to get more Michigan kids on this team. I'm
You
tired
want
of the
more
Ohio
Michigan?
State bastards. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go
Your
Michigan, baby.
your boy
That's
Vincent
what I'm
says Justin
thinking.
Jefferson from Alabama. What do you
Screw
think?
him.
All
No,
right.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
we're going the Michigan
I'm
route.
just talking shit.
Man, this is a nice draft with that trade that really opened things up. All
Yeah, it
right,
really
so
did.
last pick right here. We're starting the seventh round. We're picking early in the seventh round.
Is
All
Carson
right.
Beck still on the board?
Let's see if Carson Beck is still on the board.
I'm
Carson
just being
Beck
funny.
is. Let's see. Let's look at quarterbacks. No, Carson Beck is not on the board. Some poor soul for
Oh,
Carson Beck already. Um,
oh no.
we have an Andre Fuller, cornerback from Toledo. Now that screams Brad Holmes. Small school, um, small program, probably a high contributor to his team. And then we have another tight end here, right? Or a wide receiver. What are you guys feeling here on this last Mr. Irrelevant pick?
Uh, oh, you already got a tight end. Let's go quarterback. Let's go with the kid from Toledo,
Okay.
Andre Fuller. That's what I'm thinking.
All
That's
right.
what I'm
I like
thinking.
that. I like that. I like that. All right. So that seals up that draft. Before we close off the screen, I want to see what kind of grade we got, because that's going to make me feel happy or not. But a pretty good draft. I mean, we hit positions of need all across the board.
I think
This
so.
this time we really beefed off the offensive line. This time we really brought in some logic as far as making that trade and what that did for us. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, we got Donkey Kong. He just jumped in a little late, but it's okay. We won't find him. He says offensive tackle round one or bust. Um, listen, I think I lesson learned. I think that's where we go. I think that's just how we do it. It
Yeah.
op- it opens it up, baby. It opens it up. And I don't care.
Okay.
This is definitely a deep draft at tackle, but um, we got a C plus. Screw these idiots.
Oh no.
God,
My
losers.
draft was better.
Losers. Jesus.
yeah,
Well, that was fun. I like that. That was a little,
yeah, good times.
I really appreciate too everybody in the comments making all the picks and giving some feedback. Um,
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess the one thing we can say is we for sure aren't taking a quarterback in this draft. It looks to be a draft where we stay away
No.
from wide receivers. Um, and I really think it's just it's the trenches, Herm. Though it's all about the trenches.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
about the
fun,
depth.
Vincent.
It's
I agree.
about shoring up what we got. Absolutely. But that was fun. That was enjoyable. I like the contributions from our good friends Vincent and Do.
Yeah,
Um,
that was cool.
but yeah, we should do more of these. I think we're gonna do. This is
Yes,
entertaining. Very very entertaining. But
yeah,
we should do more of these. Maybe we could do a midweek show. But
yes, we
yeah,
can.
that was fun. That was fun. What the hell? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's I think we're pretty good. I think we'd be good GMs. I think we could probably. I'm gonna call Sheila and be like, hey, if this Brad Holmes guy is too much of a clown, me and my buddy, we can take care of it for you. We'll bring the do in there too. We'll
Yeah,
bring Vincent too. We'll bring all the. It'll be a big group GM project, and we'll be making the picks. I think that would be good. I think that would be, that would really take the Lions to the next level. Absolutely.
this is one of the first years of the draft where I have not seen a very diverse opinion. Right, every year it's people gramped grip down on these certain players that they have. And this year I'm really seeing Lions fans take a whole different angle, right? You're just seeing a lot of, hey, take the best tackle, hey, take the best edge. There
Hmm.
isn't there isn't like this I'm falling in love with this player who is about to change my life. And I would like to congratulate
Yeah.
Detroit Lions fans for stepping up to the next level and stop falling in love with one player. Um, and I think this is going to be the key to this draft success is dude, if we get a trade opportunity, Brad's going to take it. We know it. He's going to.
Hmm.
Um, I still don't see us trading Sam Laporta. I just don't see that happening. Um,
No.
he has one
Unless
bad
his
back
back is worse than
injury.
we thought. Yeah. There's nothing I've heard about that. That's news to me. But uh, we'll monitor the
Oh,
situation
here we
as we
go.
do. Monitor
This
the
is the
situation.
thank you. Later on, check out Motor City Don PS new mock simulator, the mock machine. Thank you, Detroit fan man. I was actually um, about to ask anybody out there, do you have any more recommendations for mock simulators? Because I ran through a couple, and that seemed to be the best one for on-screen pleasing. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Let me look up the mock machine. I want to check this out.
Yeah. What the hell? Why not?
This better not be meatspins.com.
That's
Oh,
old
this
school.
yeah, this is okay. This is pretty cool. Choose your team. American Football Conference. I know you guys can't see it right now. Hold on, that would probably help if you could see it right now. Um, Let me bring this up because I think you're right. We need to do another one of these. Um, and we'll do it on a whole completely different. Okay, let's do this. Amon Ross St. Brown. Okay, this is cool. I like this.
Okay.
So it tells you, okay. I'm assuming you can see what I'm looking at, Hermdo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this one we would probably just have to speed up the speed on this one a little quicker. But I like where this is going. Skip to my pick. All right, here we go. Okay, six. Oh shit, we really have a countdown to where we could pick. I'm gonna take Caden Proctor. Okay, so I like this mock machine. This is pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can just go right to skip to my pick. Oh, this is real quick. Okay,
Oh
and
yeah.
then we can look at it gets your big board, your all best available.
Yeah.
Um,
We weren't on the clock before, so
no,
this
no,
adds
this
a new dimension to it.
this really does. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
don't know if we have enough time to go through a whole nother mock draft, um, but that's cool. You got the GM simulator.
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
is I think, and I think this changes the perspective too. Everybody's used to just having the luxury of picking all their favorite players, right? Under the gun,
Yeah.
you're on the clock, you make the pick. who are you going to pick, and then how is your logic going to go, right? And it's nice because it is obviously Brad Holmes' pick, but similar to having you and me and everybody in the chat, right? Um, that's your war room, right? You
Mhm.
have to lean on everybody. You have to kind of be open to suggestions for a trade or suggestions for a switch because really truly there is no right answer in that moment.
No,
Um
no, there's really not. No.
so I think midweek we come back and we do another one. We'll use the mock machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be on the clock so it'll really
Yeah, that'll add a new
force
dimension
us.
to it. That'll be fun. That'll
Yeah,
make us a
it'll
little crazy. We'll probably be screaming and yelling at each other, but that's okay.
I
That's
like that.
okay.
I like
That
that a
sounds
lot.
like fun. That could be stressful, but I like it. I like it.
Well, and that's the reality, right?
Yeah.
We're going to want that time in between picks to talk logic and see who's going and maybe make some trades. He says it also allows
Oh
you to
yeah.
host and have other people join in. Interesting. Ooh, okay.
That would
So
be cool.
maybe I explore this a little bit more and allow folks in the audience to join in too. That
We
would
could
be
do
sweet.
that.
All right, so
Yeah.
you heard it
Hell
first. We're going to
yeah.
be back midweek. We're going to do another mock draft simulator. We're going to run it back with this, and we're going to make it as more interactive as possible. The Do said, "Has a good night, boys." Thank you, Do.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thanks, Stu.
your playing along. This was a quick, fun hour. Where it's always so much more enjoyable when everybody gets to have their opinions because um,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So Vincent
Absolutely.
says, "Good night, great show." Thank you, Vincent. I feel like we owe
Thanks,
this guy some
Vincent. Thanks,
swag
buddy.
for always joining. Have a great night. Um, you know, this was fun, Hermdo. I know I just get
Yeah.
sidetracked a little bit, but all right. So we're gonna do this midweek, probably I don't know Wednesday, Thursday, probably like Wednesday,
Wednesday works
something
for
like that.
me.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it Wednesday. We'll do a midweek
Sounds good.
episode. We'll target 7:30 again. Um, and we're going to try to make this even more interactive. So bring your opinions. We're going to be literally on the clock. Hitch will
Yeah.
not be here again. I'm looking forward to having a second mock draft episode without him because he'll have a better excuse, right? He can't say it was too cold out because it's like 80 degrees right now, so it's perfect chain smoking, beer drinking weather in the garage. So
Yeah.
we'll see what he has to say. Maybe we can get some other folks on. But yeah, I think this was an excellent episode. What do you got, Hermdo? Anything left?
No, that's just about it. I'm looking forward to the midweek show. Thanks to all the guys that showed up today. Really had
Yep.
a lot of fun. Yeah, we could. Yeah, this getting back in line. This is the kind of stuff I like. I like, instead of bitching about stuff, we can actually make the decisions ourselves.
Yep.
That'll be fun. The draft's coming up. We'll have plenty of opportunities to complain and jump up and down and scream and cry. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, so far so good. Let's run some more mocks. Let's have some more fun with it. Draft season's coming up, baby, and looking forward to it. Absolutely. So that's all I got, Mark. I'm all set, buddy.
All right. Well, like Hermdo said, this was awesome. We're going to do this again. I've said it 1,000 times. We will be um, live Wednesday again, waiting for your comments. Uh, bring names that you're passionate about, right? Make us trade, right? Um, ooh, special guest to do. Yes, sir. If you want
Hell
to come
yeah.
on Wednesday and join us, you're more than welcome to come back on. I'd love to have you. So we'll talk
Absolutely.
offline and we'll get you on here. The link I sent you last time still works, but yes, we absolutely want to have you. That would be awesome to argue in real time. Um, but yeah,
Absolutely.
this is just giving me the chills. This is exciting. This is exactly what this thing was whole designed to make. Was to have
Yeah.
fun, get everybody engaged, and then you'll be here for the draft. The draft's in a couple weeks. It's just God, it's just fun. It's a fun season. So that's it. That's all I got, brother.
Absolutely. That's all I got too, buddy.
All right. Well, good night and good night to Hitch's smoking hand. Please God, the other eye isn't working either. Yes, sir. Hitch's smoking hand. We appreciate you too. And yeah, like and subscribe and one pride.